Attraction isn't magic, it's strategy. And let's be honest, most guys get it completely wrong. You don't win a woman's heart by chasing her, texting first, or proving how much you care. If you've ever found yourself stuck in the cycle of constantly trying to be funny, kind, available, and present, only to see her pull away, get colder, or lose interest, it's time to rethink your approach. This video is about something deeper than pickup lines or tricks. We're diving into how to move, how to position yourself, and how to show up in a way that naturally creates attraction, without begging, performing, or chasing. Think like Machiavelli would if he were giving modern-day advice on relationships. Power doesn't chase. It simply exists. Calm, composed, rare. When you move with this mindset, you don't have to convince anyone. You command respect without asking for it, and that alone makes women chase you. In this video, you'll discover 5 Machiavellian rules of attraction that will change how women experience you, both in real life and online. By the end, you won't just know why your previous efforts didn't work. You'll have a clear, actionable strategy that makes women gravitate toward you. Ready to stop chasing and start being chased? Let's get into it. Rule 1. Here's the truth. Predictability kills attraction. When a woman knows exactly how you'll respond, when you'll text, and what you'll say next, she stops being curious about you. And curiosity is the fuel for attraction. If you're too obvious with your intentions, too quick to validate her, or too available, you're giving up the one thing that drives desire: mystery. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He said, "People don't respect what they fully understand. They respect what they can't fully predict." And when you're too predictable, you lose that aura of intrigue that makes her want more. In real life, this means don't reveal everything about yourself on the first date. Don't text, "Good morning," every single day before she's shown consistent interest. And for sure, don't double text when she doesn't respond in a few hours. Give space. Let silence do some of the work for you. The more you hold back, the more she'll wonder what's going on in your head, and that curiosity will naturally draw her in. This is power at its finest. By leaving some room for the unknown, you become the man who isn't just available, but valuable. You create attraction without having to try. Mysteriousness is magnetic. Don't be so predictable with your responses and actions. Let her wonder about you, because that mystery is what keeps her coming back for more. Rule 2. In the digital age, your online presence is a powerful tool, but if you're constantly posting, commenting, or showing up under every woman's post, you're not creating attraction. You're turning her off. Power is perception. When you're always present online, you seem available, needy, and desperate for attention. That's not attractive. Think like Machiavelli, less is more. When you post too often, comment on every story, or flood her with messages, you become a part of the noise, and in a world full of noise, silence is seductive. Instead, curate your content to reflect who you are becoming, not what you're trying to prove. A single high-value post, a clean, intriguing profile, or a story that makes her pause is all you need to create a sense of mystery and value. The goal is to make her think, "What's he up to?" You want to evoke curiosity, not desperation. When you become rare online, when your presence feels like an event, it triggers a sense of scarcity, and scarcity breeds desire. In the digital space, your absence is more powerful than your presence. When she has to wonder about you, she starts feeling that pull. Less online presence means more value. Don't be everywhere. Be somewhere worth paying attention to. Make her wonder what you're doing, not why you're always available. Your silence speaks louder than your presence ever could. Rule 3. Here's a mistake most guys make: constantly explaining themselves. Whether it's justifying why you said something, over-apologizing, or defending your actions, this behavior makes you come off as insecure, and it kills attraction. When you're always explaining, you put the dynamic in her hands, making her the judge and you the one seeking approval. That's not power, that's pressure. Machiavelli understood that true leaders never feel the need to explain themselves. They lead with quiet confidence. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him, he said. So, in your case, how you carry yourself around women tells her exactly how she should treat you. If you're constantly justifying or defending your actions, it creates a power imbalance where you're the one trying to win her over, instead of her winning your respect. In real life, this means don't panic when she tests you. If she challenges something you said or gives you a look, instead of defending yourself, calmly smile and say, "You'll figure me out later." Don't feel the need to explain why you didn't reply immediately or why you took your time with something. Instead, just own it and let her figure it out. Confidence comes from being unbothered. By not over-explaining, you create intrigue. She starts to wonder about you more, and the lack of answers makes her want to chase, not judge. Stop seeking approval by over-explaining. Confidence isn't about being loud, it's about being unbothered and letting your actions speak for themselves. Let her figure you out. When you stop defending your actions, you give off an air of mystery that makes her want to know more. Rule 4. Attraction isn't about being emotionally available at all times. It's about emotional control. If you're constantly reacting to her actions, overthinking her texts, panicking when she pulls away, or chasing her when she seems distant, you've just given her leverage over your emotional state. When you do this, the balance shifts, and she loses interest because she can see that your peace of mind depends on her behavior. Machiavelli would call this a weakness because it allows someone else to control you, even if it's just emotionally. Instead, what you want to do is practice emotional selectivity. This means you're not giving away your energy to someone who isn't matching it. You reserve your emotional investment for those who have earned it. If she starts acting cold or distant, don't immediately overthink or try to win her back with attention. Instead, slow down your replies, pull back a little, and let her feel the space. Don't be the guy who's always emotionally reactive to her moods. Be the guy who stays calm, unbothered, and in control of his emotions, regardless of what's going on around him. In real life, this means when she flakes or gives you a dry response, don't chase or beg. Simply say, "All good," and move on. Emotional control makes you appear more powerful because it shows you're not dependent on anyone for your emotional stability. Being emotionally selective means you don't give your energy to everyone. When your emotional stability isn't tied to someone else's actions, you become more attractive because you're a person who has value and isn't emotionally reactive. Women are drawn to this kind of power and self-sufficiency. Rule 5. The strongest form of attraction doesn't come from chasing, it comes from having a life that's already fulfilling and abundant. When you have a purpose, a mission, or something you're deeply invested in, your time becomes valuable. Women don't chase men who are just sitting around waiting for them. They chase men who have a full life, one that's already moving forward without them. Machiavelli understood that power is about creating your own path, not waiting for permission or depending on someone else for your happiness. When you build something meaningful in your life, whether it's a career, a passion, a hobby, or fitness, you stop being available just for the sake of it. Your life becomes magnetic. When you text out of boredom, when you overgive your energy, when your emotional world revolves around a woman you just met, you make yourself available, and that's not attractive. When you're driven and have your own focus, women sense that difference. They feel that you're not desperate for their time. Instead, you choose to spend your time with them when it aligns with your purpose. In real life, this means don't text out of boredom. Your life is already full, and that's what makes you attractive. Build something, anything, that fills your time with value, and she'll begin to feel that your time is rare, and the fact that you choose to spend it with her makes her feel lucky. Build your life to the point where you're not chasing anyone's attention, because you're already fulfilled. Power is magnetic. When you're on your purpose, women will feel that difference and be drawn to you naturally. Your time will be valuable, and they'll chase you because you're someone who doesn't need them, but still chooses them. Now, let's break down how these rules play out in real-life situations. The key is applying these Machiavellian principles to everyday interactions, both online and offline, to see how the dynamic shifts when you start moving with purpose and confidence. Example 1. On a date. Let's say you're on a date and she makes a comment like, "You probably say that to all the girls." Instead of getting defensive or explaining yourself, smile confidently and respond with, "I don't say much." This subtle response does two things. It shows you're not bothered by her testing you, and it leaves her intrigued. She doesn't need to know everything about you right away, and this leaves space for her to wonder, which is what keeps the attraction alive. Example 2. Online communication. Say she leaves you on seen after you text her. Don't triple text or beg for a response. Instead, post something high value that reflects your life and your purpose. Let your absence speak louder than your presence. You don't need to fill every silence with words. The key is making her wonder what you're doing, so she can't help but check back in. When your presence online is rare, it creates curiosity, and curiosity always leads to attraction. Example 3. In a situationship. You're in a situationship, and she's giving you less while you're giving more. Pull back your energy, not to punish her, but to protect your own standards. Don't chase her when she's pulling away. Instead, slow down your replies and don't rush into giving more when she isn't matching your energy. This isn't manipulation, it's self-respect. By pulling back, you're showing that your value isn't contingent on her attention, and this will make her realize she has to step up if she wants to continue. Example 4. At the gym, in public, or in class. Whether you're at the gym, walking around in public, or sitting in a class, don't over-engage or try too hard to impress. Be friendly, but calm and focused. Women notice posture, stillness, and confidence. The way you carry yourself tells them everything they need to know about your self-worth. When you're not constantly looking for validation from others, you naturally become more attractive. Being calm, composed, and on your purpose gives off an energy that's magnetic. The key to making these principles work is applying them in real-life situations, whether it's in person or online. By shifting how you respond, how you carry yourself, and how you use your time and energy, you change the dynamic completely. When you stop chasing and start moving with intention, everything shifts. Women will start to notice the difference, and the attraction will follow naturally. Now that you've learned the 5 Machiavellian rules of attraction, it's time to put them into action. Remember, attraction isn't about begging for attention or proving your worth. It's about commanding respect without asking for it, creating mystery without trying too hard, and being emotionally grounded without being needy. When you start moving like someone who's already chosen himself, already on a mission, everything in your life will shift. If you stop chasing and start embodying these principles, women won't just be drawn to you, they'll chase you. This isn't manipulation. This is about being true to yourself, moving with purpose, and creating the kind of presence that demands attention. Power, confidence, and emotional control aren't things you have to chase after. They're things you create by how you show up. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below and share what clicked for you the most. Hit the like button if you found value in this content and share it with someone who needs to hear this right now. Let's build minds that don't break, but command respect, naturally. Keep moving with purpose, and you'll see the power of attraction work for you in ways you've never imagined.